In the tabletop role-playing community, there's a favorite saying that there are at least 20 sides to every story. On October 30th, 2024, the Media Library of the University of North Texas told one of our own. What you're about to watch is the culmination of dozens of hours of work from our staff, volunteer artists, actors, and wonderful university collaborators who worked to make real magic happen together. We called it Live D&D at UNT. My name is Lindsay Duke, the Outreach Coordinator for the Media Library at the University of North Texas, and I'm proud to share with you a show that we believe is one of the first events of its kind in the academic space. Over the last 8 years, I've fallen in love with tabletop role-playing games after watching shows like Critical Role, Dimension 20, and The Adventure Zone pull off amazing actual play performances of Dungeons & Dragons. Knowing the joy that it's brought me and my nerdy friends, I thought it would be a dream come true to be able to bring something like that to UNT. Luckily enough, I work with like-minded people who look at cool, creative ideas and instead of getting scared off, say, well, we can certainly try. There are many names for the role that I had in our show. Sometimes we're called a storyteller or a game master. But if you're playing Dungeons & Dragons, then they call you the Dungeon Master. My job is to tell a story, and my players will make choices in reaction to that story. The consequences of those choices are determined by rolls of dice, most famously the 20-sided die. The results can be good, bad, and at times truly chaotic, in what is ultimately a game of collaborative, improvised storytelling. I had 3 goals. To give our community a night to celebrate the games we love together. My second goal was to show off the amazing resources of the Media Library and all of our collaborators. My last goal was to speak to the people who have never played a game like this before. I hope you fall a little in love with these games and their potential to change lives. With that spirit in mind, let's go on an adventure. I was proud to share the stage with UNT students from various majors who all came together with a shared love of Dungeons & Dragons. We'll meet their characters shortly, but first, let me introduce you to the world of Dietana, where magic, mayhem, and creatures of all kinds thrive across its 8 continents. Tonight, we focus on the continent of Karnan, home to some of Dietana's most powerful nations. 9 years ago, Karnan was ravaged by war, and though peace was restored 5 years ago, the war-torn Esterly Empire still faces many challenges. Emperor Randall of Thaler is determined to rebuild Esterly to its former glory, but it's an uphill battle. Morston was one of the towns hit hardest by the war. Nestled near the mountains that divide Esterly and the Osmondin states, it once prospered thanks to rich mines that supported the Empire's economy. However, during the war, Morston became a target and the mines were partially destroyed, crippling the town's livelihood. Now under the leadership of the Emperor-appointed Mayor Mathilde Farbloom, the town is trying to recover. She's invited investors to the mayor's mansion, Morston House, for a weekend of festivities, hoping to revive the economy and perhaps her own standing within the Empire's elite. But there's one major problem: ghosts. The war left behind old and new restless spirits, and in Morston they've become increasingly bold, terrifying locals and even trying to drag people away, to where no one is sure. And though no one's been hurt yet, this is the last thing that Mayor Farbloom needs while trying to impress her wealthy guests. Seeking help, Mayor Farbloom sought aid from the Emperor, who sent one of his specialized fleets to handle the situation. These elite teams handle supernatural threats across the Empire. For Morston, only one team will do: the Morticulturalists, experts in dealing with the undead and the undying. Let me introduce you to the Fleet. Played by Xander Davis, Darian Ravenborn, a once human monk transformed into a Dhampir. Darian seeks to control the dark vampiric powers he inherited while protecting those around him. Played by Tiger Royal, meet Xaden Shadowblade. If he still had a heart, it would be shattered into 1,000 pieces. This tortured tiefling rogue is forever haunted by the ghosts of his totally dark and totally twisted past. Played by Dax Labor, we have Sirius C. Pomponos, an anxious but brilliant half-elf wizard obsessed with bridging the divide between life and death. after losing his parents. Played by Ethan Berger, we have Guillaume Martin Bouchard-Durand, a wretched young man tortured by spirits and apparitions. He's learned to harness his curse to cast otherworldly magic and fight alongside powerful allies. Played by Warren Pugh, we have Bryce Hastyfoot, a human raised by the hairfolk of the Feywild, who, surrounded by magic and beauty in early life, now seeks excitement in the more grounded material plane, letting the wind take him where it may. Played by Omega Pretty, Tim Burr, master of navigation and skilled with a quarterstaff, Tim the pirate, a human fighter, joined the Empire's fleet after his captain lost his ship in a poker match. Weighed down by a haunting feminine past, Tim seeks to set free innocent souls of the dead. Our story begins as the fleet arrive in Morston by wagon in late afternoon. At first glance, it seems like any other small village in Esterly. The wagon bumps along a well-trodden street through neighborhoods of houses and storefronts. In the streets, there are various stalls where people sell goods, butchers, bakers, blacksmiths, all carrying on with their work as citizens move through the busy streets. A few people give the wagon a second glance, but seeing the emblem of the Empire emblazoned on its side, well, it calms their nerves. They know about the mayor's plans and the major guests that are in town for the next few days. As the wagon cuts through the crowds, the fleet can look out the window to see the surrounding mountains in the distance, including an enchanting waterfall impossible to ignore. In preparation for their trip, they were informed by their leader at fleet headquarters that most of the troubles involving the ghosts within the town of Morston have been in the neighborhoods around that waterfall. It is near the entrance to the Morston mines. After days of travel, the wagon finally makes its way up the hill that overlooks the city, and there it is, the mayor's mansion, Morston House. The mansion is old, perhaps a little rough around the edges, but clearly the bones of a beautiful estate with a storied history. Outside there are gardens, well manicured for the festivities, and guests are already wandering around the grounds. The fleet are greeted by servants who lead them into the mansion proper, taking their traveling gear, their luggage, and showing them to the quarters that have been set aside for them. The butler gestures towards the kitchens, the ballroom, the grand hall, and he leads the fleet on a simple tour. Many guests are already in attendance, casually lingering in various rooms as they snack on exquisite food, chat with one another, and enjoy the tunes of the Soundbox Bards, a special band who have been hired to entertain guests in the Grand Hall. And that is where our story truly begins.
This should be an easy game. Serious. You've been studying the dead and the haunted your entire life. You've traveled the world to research it. You've discovered things that many people may not have even thought of in terms of the ways of death. And as you've been led through this town to the mayor's mansion, you've been feeling this oppressive feeling sinking into your bones. This is the most pressing you felt an entire city feel before. There's a catch in the air. Maybe not everyone will notice it, but you know this. It's a static that you've only ever felt in the most haunted of your past adventures. What would you like to do?
I would like to look around at the townsfolk and at the weather outside. Typically, when something's this haunted, there's signs in the people, in the nature, in the environment. Is there anything out of the ordinary there?
Make a nature check.
Ooh, 23.
23.
Let's go
23. You see that the clouds are gathering. There could be a storm tonight, but for the most part, it should just be a calm evening. There's definitely this buzz, but nothing that nature would be prescribed to. It's unnatural.
So we ook eens echt dingen niet op stream zien die soms iets in met dan.
Pretty much. Do any of you guys feel that around here?
What? Feel what, mate?
Sort of claustrophobic feeling, like something's just around your back.
Oh, I feel that all the time, my friend.
I kind of like the feeling. It's nice.
I mean, it's nothing unfamiliar to me. Kind of have someone always around me.
Are you worried about something serious?
Oh, if you guys aren't, then it's fine. I'm sure. Just let me know if you guys start to feel unnerved.
I am now.
Are you serious? Are you nervous about, socializing with people who are, of a higher class than you are?
A little.
Exactly.
It's okay. I find in situations like this, it is best to pretend you are better off than you are. No? Hold your chest out. Yeah, exactly. Like that. No? Let's build your flame.
Okay.
No. Just stay.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we just make ourselves at home? Where's the food? I'm hungry. Yes, I am always hungry. Well, I've never been in a place this nice. I usually spend my days on the boat.
I will keep. If there is any food nearby, I would like to get my go home.
So you'd like to roll for food?
What should I roll for food?
You know what? Just roll a dice. I feel spicy. Let's go.
Woo! Get some capsaicin. You want to know what I rolled? Exact same as this one.
23.
Not 23. 19.
19. Okay.
He has a plus 4 to
Slightly less snacks. All right. So when you are wandering around the house, there's ballrooms, there's bars, there's lots of cool stuff going on, but you can smell the kitchens, and there, around one of the corners, there's definitely a buffet that's been built around in one of the grand hall. In the grand hall itself, there's a nice buffet laid out, and definitely some guests that are just like, this grape is mine, and this little piece of steak is mine, and these are maybe some of the less rich and maybe more locally connected Morrison members. You've got a buffet laid out, and you can have any sort of snacks you can think of. You've got your meats and your cheeses and the charcuterie board. We've got so much charcuterie.
Would it be possible for me to go into the corner and cast Mage Hand and have that go grab all my food?
I'll say yes, but I'm very curious as to know how dexterous your little mage hand is.
Well,
Guess we'll find out together.
We've got the card. Message Mage Hand.
Is there just going to be like little pieces of meat and cheese flying through the air that just...
Yeah.
Well, so this Mage Hand is not invisible. So people can see the hand flying through. It has a range of 30 feet, and it can lift up to, 5 pounds?
Up to 10 pounds. Yeah.
Wow, bonus. We've got 10 pounds of food you can
I'm
haul.
gonna grab as much meat and cheese and mostly crackers as I can.
Just crackers. It's just a handful of crackers, and this magic hand is floating out there, and people are walking by and they're like, I want that actually, as it passes by. It's like a weird. And as you're all gathering your snacks around, you hear this like little squeal, like, oh my goodness, Pim! From behind, a little halfling man, an old man with a beard. He scrambles up behind you, Zayd, and then he's trying to tug on your cloak a little bit. Pim, I have not seen you in so long. How are you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You joined the fleet? How's your father?
Surely you must be mistaken. I'm not who you think I am.
I'm pretty sure I'm confused. You look like.
I'm gonna grab
Are
you
you?
by the arm and let's go listen to the bars. They've got some good music.
We'll catch up later, Pim.
Let's go.
It's so good to see you. So
You're gonna have to deal with that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's being like he's beat on me.
I don't know, do they usually make us fill out middle names on paperwork? I've been omitting it.
I don't think so needs middle name as well.
You've recognized essentially a mayor from your hometown who you are very familiar with, as family is connected to his town very much, and he's going to be very confused. He's an old man, maybe he'll just think, okay, I guess I am losing it a little bit, but
Losing it.
he's got eyes on you, he's very confused, he doesn't understand why you're being so mean. So y'all are just still in the Great Hall chatting.
I think Gio might be snacking on some charcuterie,
Got some charcuterie.
trying to dodge around the mage hand that's floating through.
I'm stuffing some meat in my mouth. But, it was in charge around here, and when do we get to take care of these vermin?
Well, that's interesting. You can keep wandering, essentially. Eventually, you will come into, if you're seeking out the mayor, you can just wander around, and essentially you'll get to the, just off the Grand Hall is a nice, like, speaking sitting room where you see some people gather, some folks looking out the windows, out the grounds, but there are two people sitting together around a small table, and they are talking very quietly and intimately with one another. One of them you don't recognize, but the other you very much do, because that's Mira Pembroke sitting in the seats of this random house in this random town. Most of you will know who she is. She is essentially the Beyonce of Esterly. She is the most famous, most beautiful, most well-known of the people of Esterly, because she's the second-born child of the emperor's family. So it's the emperor's sister. She's an elegant half-elf woman, long ginger red hair, noble background. She renounced claims to royalty very famously because of a disagreement between her and her parents over how they led the country. And when her brother took over, she advises him and does magic herself, but leaves most of it up to him. But she is very beloved, and to see her here of all places is kind of shocking. Yes.
What's she doing here, mate?
Who are you referring to?
Lyra.
Yeah. Who?
What do you mean, who?
I don't know who this
someone
is.
like
You say a name and you just expect me to know what that is.
Mira Pembroke.
That is a very lovely name. I still don't know what that is.
Where have you been over the last?
I'm sure, doing things.
Mira is like Cher. She's like Beyonce.
No,
She's a one name, and Darren has absolutely no idea who you were talking about.
That
Living
was
under
unconscious when we met though.
Oh, I forgot the sunburn.
Yeah.
Or should just name you or not, and I just look like an idiot now.
We met
A little.
A little? Serious.
She's the emperor's sister.
Oh, I don't. They
Darren,
it's
you
too
don't really
short.
care about politics.
No, I do not. It's too short. Not enough time, to get to know them, and they're gone.
I have a really quick side note. Serious, do you think your mage hand could lift Bryce's bunny?
I mean, how heavy is it?
You want to hold her?
Like.
I'm just curious, for science.
I think if it scruffs it. You okay with them getting scruffed?
I don't know. I think we'll just not scruff the bunny, actually.
Well, what's Tim's plan? Tim, what's your idea here?
Yeah, what is your idea, Tim?
Why are we trying to lift the bunny?
I was just curious.
Very
Positive.
I said it was
Come up with a nice idea.
I said
For science.
for science. Exactly.
It's not secret.
I thought you wanted to spy on the meeting by moving around.
Actually, that's a great idea.
I have years. I've got this.
I have an idea. Let me just go introduce myself. Easy, right?
It seems like
Darren is not going beeline straight away to Mira. I'll be like,
Okay then, you just go for it, all right?
Just go for it.
All right, well, Mira and this other person that she's speaking with, they just kind of both look up at you and, can we help you?
Hello, I've just been informed that I am an idiot for not knowing who you are. And I want to introduce myself and maybe know who you are, because it might be helpful for me.
We are so fired. Our jobs are done.
And thankfully, the other person sitting with Mira stands up and cuts in front of you and goes, "You're from the fleet. Wonderful. I'm Mayor Farbloom. I was the ones that requested you join us this evening. I like the green cloaks. Very clever upgrade from the last ones we saw. Mathilde is a human woman, late 40s, dark hair, heavy makeup, seems mysterious, but a politician, so who's to say? Very grand, very put together, with an air of authority. She's wearing, as you can see, we've got our nice little partnership with the Texas Fashion Collection. We've pulled some inspiration from the items they have in their digital library. Amazing historical and contemporary fashions that it's so cool to go through there. You should definitely go through it if you're a cosplayer or you look at the costumes or something like that. And so all of our costumes are kind of inspired. So she's wearing the Sun Song. All right. And Mathilde is very much trying to get in the way of you and Mira, who is maybe the most important of the guests at the time. Where's the rest of your crew? I would love to speak with you. Mira, thank you, darling. It's so wonderful to see you. I will catch up with you later. We really do need to see about these newcomers from the fleet.
We are so fired. We are double fired. We are more than fired.
We can still turn this around.
Our neck is on the guillotine. How are we going to lock in? Our arms are locked into the guillotine. How are we going to lock in?
No, pull it out.
Is your second gun?
Would it be beneficial if we made our way up with Darian to
I think that might be a smart thing, because Mathilde's going to come to you if not. The mayor definitely is like, puts an arm around Darian and says, we're going to go back to where you can show me where the rest of your friends are. I'm so excited to meet you all. It's wonderful. I have been asking the Emperor to send you to Boston for so long now. He finally listened.
You know what I'm starting to really like about you?
What?
The condescending way you were speaking. You seem very surface level, as if I know that's no problem you have.
Oh!
But in fact, you actually make it so much more.
Hold monster. I cast hold monster. Okay, that is, I'm not joking. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Is Darian a monster?
No.
Well, hold monster is any creature.
Okay. All right. You can certainly
A
attempt.
wisdom?
Yeah.
If only we had silence.
I know, I was looking for
17.
that just passes. No!
Alright, so I cast it at you, and the ghosts go to restrain you, but you shrug them off.
Oh, it's so bad.
I would like to just step in, presumably with everybody else.
Is this the rest of the crew? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Look at all of you with your little green cloaks.
Lindsay, can I make an insight check on her, please?
Please make an insight check. Oh, I should have done that.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry, I was working.
I'm not the insight person, by the way, so one of y'all should do it too. Oh, that's pretty good.
19.
It's 19 days.
Yeah.
She's hard to read. She's a politician. You can't sense. She's annoyed. Definitely did not make the best impression. But that's about all you can get.
Mayor, I personally want to say that I find you very deep And not shallow or surface level letter. I think you are a very complex human being.
I find myself agreeing with both of them on
You are all just the most adorable group. I have not seen fighters like you in such a long time. I was very involved in the war. We did not have nearly as exceptionally charismatic fleet members back then. They all definitely have long since perished.
I'm sorry, were you actually involved in the war? Let me see. Were you actually involved in the war, or you just one of those people who sat on the sidelines and watched everyone else die?
Oh, a medic! Oh, he's talking about the medic. You were a medic? It's alright.
It's very important that people know what's going on.
Why don't we just give you your assignments and we can move on?
I like that.
I like
Yeah, Lindsay, I'd like to ask, while this has been happening, could I make a sleight of hand check to drop a note to the mayor who had called me Pim?
Yes.
No relation to who I actually am, of course. Could I drop a little note and then join the rest of the crew
Yes.
at the very tail end of this?
Make a sleight of hand check.
Alright. Okay, natural 20 goes into it. Thanks, my expertise. So that's gonna be a 23.
You kind of sneak away real fast, and then you sneak up behind this tiny halfling who's just piling on more grapes into his plate and looking like, this is such great quality food. And he doesn't even notice that you slip a little paper into his pocket, and he's just, Yes, you get away with it. All fine.
It says, I know who you are, you know who I am, I'm working right now. Smiley face.
Noted for the record.
Can I just point out that he has a plus 13 in stealth? Sleight of hand, sorry, that's
My
insane.
rogue abilities makes it so that I think I have proficiency in the
He rolled a 7.
He rolled a 7! Sorry, that's why I was freaking out while he was doing that.
No, you're able to pull that off just fine.
Chat between friends.
Yeah, you're able to pull that off just fine. Mathilde gathers you around. So, I would like you all to try to keep a low profile. That would be best. We have so many rounds, and we don't really want to draw too much attention to problems, but there are the ghosts. Yeah.
Is the assignment happening here at the manor?
No, that's the problem with the spirits. They have been bothering us non-stop as long as I've been here. It's been rather challenging, actually.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for the last 3 years rebuilding Marston.
You've been here for 3 years.
They have started off occasional with a spirit that'll pop in every now and then, but yes, it's been escalating, especially over the last few months. We've never had a week without someone having some sort of trouble. And it's unfortunate because, war disrupts, war tosses the living and the dead about, so it's not too unexpected, but it is definitely stopping us from growing the way we should.
Geo suspects there may be more to this story. So he wants to roll insight to see if maybe Mayor Mathilde Fairbloom is holding anything back. And meanwhile, while he's doing this, his snake and his dog are scaring bullets directly at Darian here.
This is how I talk to people.
This is not how you talk to people.
Actually, it kind of is.
I know, you saw her shoes.
And you want to know how much I have to insight? How much?
So let's
Plus 5.
go respective
You want to know what that roll was?
What was the roll?
23.
Okay.
23. 18 plus 5, that's 23, right?
Yeah. I wasn't very good at math, so I'm gonna go with you. Yeah, that sounds right. So what you notice, sorry, what were you asking in particular?
He wants to try and see if maybe Mathilde Fairbloom knows more than she's letting on, that there might be something more to this story. He suspects she might be holding something back, so he's trying to insight that to find proof to his suspicion.
100%. She's holding so much back and lying through her teeth blatantly to your face without any regard on whether or not you actually believe her or not, because she doesn't particularly care.
I'm serious, that is very strange.
It is, isn't it? Yes, it's been a challenge, to say the least. So we're very, very, very excited to have you.
Is there any particular behaviors of these ghosts?
You know, there's not, as I've seen my share of spirits and ghosts through the years, and these, they're getting aggressive.
How so?
Most ghosts that I've seen through the years, they just haunt and hover and throw a cabinet open every now and then when they're throwing a fit. But they've actually been touching and grabbing at citizens, and they're not quite able to grab them and take them, but they do have some power to them that we were not expecting. And most citizens have been able to free themselves from their clutches, but it's been touch and go and definitely escalating to a certain degree that we were not expecting.
Do you suspect these are ghosts of people who have died during the war or before then?
It's hard to say. All of their garbs that we've seen are hard to place. Who's to say what the fashion of a half elf from 50 years ago is versus now?
They haven't changed much.
Not particularly. No, there hasn't been anything to give me quite the amount of knowledge I wish I had, which is why I've specifically requested the experts.
What is the presence of ectoplasm in the surrounding area?
The presence of the what of the who?
Ectoplasm?
It's it's ghost goo.
In layman's terms, yes.
How many individual apparitions have been cited and recorded?
No ghost goo. No, these have all been dry ghosts. We're good. Ectoplasm. I've not heard that one. I'll add that to the notes.
And these ghosts, are they appearing as people, or do they have no definitive form? Are they coming as animals?
No animals, all humanoids. All tieflings, humans, elves, the usual. Yes.
Multiculturalists have come to a grave discovery. I believe we are dealing with a lich, the most fearsome among bad creatures.
I think that might be a little bit of a stretch. I don't think you have to worry about it.
I hope it's not a lich. I don't need that. We're not having that. No.
Is there anywhere that we should go to maybe do a stakeout or a seance to try and find these spirits more directly?
I don't think it would take too long with the amount of people that I've brought here, to be honest. They do seem to be attracted to crowds. The house, I suspect, in the next few hours will probably be... You'll see something. Every night I've seen or heard something. I haven't actually seen them myself, fully corporeal, but... And then there's the mines, at least the doorways. The mines have been long destroyed. The war took them out. As part of my goal for this weekend is to bring in some investors to get them back on track because we really need them. The resources are incredible in Marston when they're online.
If you were to give the amount of ghosts in this town a number, like, how much would you guesstimate? How many ghosts are here that we're trying to, get rid of for you?
What number would you assign if it meant you specifically talk directly to the leader of a country about the amount of ghosts that are there? I'd say an 11.
11 ghosts.
No. On a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
To ghosts.
The ghost problem is at 11.
The ghost problem's at 11.
She misunderstood your question.
A million ghosts.
I don't know if it's a million gajillion, but it's a lot. We can handle it. Here,
I surely would. At the very least, keep your eyes open, wander around. You're sure to encounter something. Expel what you can, get rid of what you can. I just need my guests to have a good time without anyone accosting them, including
living.
Oh, so the dead can make custom as much as they want.
Diane, I think there is some red wine for you. I think there's some red wine with the charcuterie.
I'm fine with the drinks I have.
The two of you need to step out and have a private conversation, not in front of.
I agree.
I think we might all benefit from.
Oh, hello. Hi,
Matilda's definitely just waving at someone in particular who is probably not even there. Just like, oh, hi, school, it's good to see you. I will see you all later. You know your task. And Matilda just cuts away and.
Oh no, she left.
Before she's like completely gone, may I cast Detect Magic?
Sure. Absolutely.
So do you want a ritual cast that or just
I'll instant. I don't think I have the time to ritual, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there any magic within 30 feet of me?
It's the magic you would find in a typical house. Occasional lights. There's certainly some things helping them with food and music and things amplify or keep the food warm and things like that. But nothing that stands out. Nothing that's certainly not her, if that's what you're looking for, particularly like that.
Okay.
Nothing shining or radiating. It's an average home in a fantasy environment.
All right.
Well, that woman was delightful.
Yeah.
We know you're lying out of your teeth.
No, she was. I love it when people speak their all the
I say, good riddance. I don't want to talk to her again.
She's fun.
She could take a
Okay.
the snap of your fingers.
You and Darian, you guys need to talk.
I think you need to talk as well. I think we all need to have a
We all know work this thing out.
I think.
Is he upset with the way I talk to her?
I think so.
That's his problem. I don't need to talk to him about that.
I'm sensing some tension with Fleet.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think if we just talk this out, things should be good. Should be fine. We got a mission, we're getting paid well for it. I think that's our priority right now.
Talk it out with the ghosts.
No, with each
Oh, boy, that's a great idea.
I wanted to ask her this.
I think sometimes it does. I think we need to find the ghosts first. Maybe we should split up.
Oh my gosh! You just hear this voice scream out from behind you, and it's this speeding child, teen, whomever just bursts through you. You guys are Fleet! Oh my gosh, you're Fleet! You've got, and you see this teenage boy who pops out of nowhere with his little dog yapping at his feet, and you don't necessarily know who he is, but he's very excited to see you. He's mostly elvish. He looks kind of fancy for a kid. You're just like, his clothes are really well put together. Wavy, curly hair, scrappy kid. He is followed around with this little corgi, and you look closely, it's got this extra magic to it, and you, in particular, being of the Fey realm, may notice that it looks like a Fey corgi in particular. Oh, wow. They're very common, but here not so much.
I just immediately would like to drop to my knees and who's a good boy? Oh, who's a good boy?
Yeah, the corgi immediately just you have come into his person's circle and is just yapping at you. And the kids, look, it's okay. They're Fleet. They're cool. Oh my gosh, you have ears.
I do.
That's so cool. Do they give it to you when you work for the Fleet?
Yeah.
I want some.
Well, you have to join the fleet then.
I want to, but my boss has to say I can't because it's a conflict of interest.
What would your mother and father be, young man?
Oh, well, my mom's over there. Points to you see Mira Pembroke just chatting with another man who is, he's also standing there chatting with Mira and just a handsome, charismatic-looking man, very well-dressed. And those of you who are from the Empire realize that's Sylvan Pembroke. He's very famous famous also. He's like Beyonce's husband. He could be Jay-Z, but not quite. No. He's got less musical ability. Yeah, so he's very famous as well, rich as all get out. He is a famous trader. You've heard rumors that maybe he might have had some illegal dealings in his background that might have made him rich, but hard to prove those rumors. Might have been some maritime piracy, but who's to say? He seems nice enough. Everybody loves Mira and Silren, and this is their beloved son, who is also famous. You just didn't quite realize it. Congratulations. This is the Emperor's in-laws.
Just keep me away from Silver. I have a foul house.
Oh, okay.
I'm not good with kids.
For a second, that was very worried.
Nope. I just don't want to ruin him.
See, we got to come because like my mom and my dad, they said that this was like a really cool place and there was like a waterfall and we're gonna try to go there tomorrow, but I haven't got to see it yet. Why are you guys here? Oh, have you seen? There's the bards. The bards are so good. They play the coolest music. I've seen them in Darnett, in the capital, and they're so cool. They're the Starbucks bar. Yeah, what's up?
No doubt. It's a tiny bit. You're kind of talking the dots.
Oh,
Very fast.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
You guys are real cool. I'm just real excited.
Thank you for thinking that we are good.
I'll leave you alone.
No. Would you like to know our names?
I would love to.
If you guys want to introduce yourself, I'm Darren Ravensborn.
You have really sharp teeth.
And yes, genetic stuff.
Where do I get them? Can I get them like?
No,
They're not
you do
magic?
For magic? No, you do not want them, I promise you. Very difficult. Sometimes I bite my lip, and my lip bleeds.
I am in the corner of the room avoiding this conversation.
Over there, yes, that is Ken. He is a pirate.
I can tell he's a pirate. My dad talks a lot about pirates.
That's pretty much all I know.
What? I mean, they have like a certain vibe. You can kind of tell.
Introduce yourself, or you're too dark and you don't need to do that.
They have cool hair.
Thanks.
You're the coolest person I've ever met in my life.
Thanks.
See, I tried to go wear all black once, and my mom said, no. She said, not until you're 15. And then I could be sad. But not then. Not yet.
You can be sad whenever you want.
Snake man or me?
I don't know.
How do you think the corgi is reacting to my spirit dog?
Corgi has been taking this so much more seriously than anyone in this room. He's just like, he knows there's something wrong with you. You've got a vibe that the corgi is just like, but Justin doesn't realize it. Justin's just like, cool, everything's great.
Hello, Justin. My name is Gil.
I like your snake.
Yes, and this is my dog, Wow.
He's so cool. Look, it's a dog. You guys should play together.
I don't think that would be a wise option.
Yeah, but it's really neat.
It's not used, that's the problem.
Have you met a fake corgi?
I give you that, I have not. Okay, let me introduce you to my associates.
Hi, I'm serious. I'm a wizard.
I want to be a wizard.
You can! It's actually much easier than any other spell casting. All you have to do is read the proper tomes. I could lend you one. How do you do with 1,000-page books? If you're good with those, you're halfway to what you need.
I think it's easier to be a wizard, being a monk. Just a few years in monastery, you can do cool things.
But don't you have to like be able to hit things real good? If you're a monk?
Conceptually, yes. Theoretically, yes.
I have to like
My
core strength.
My hands are basically just magic at this point, so in my opinion, much cooler than the wizard. You don't have to do all this years of reading, studying, all of that nonsense.
My dad didn't let me join karate when I was a kid. So I don't know. Karate, fantasy karate.
It's a kind of martial art.
I think Cinder knows what karate is.
Yeah,
My family taught me all the martial arts.
I've learned it myself.
And
Everything.
Well, we have one more to introduce.
Yours.
Hi, my name is Jackson.
That's
My name is Jackson. Hi, nice to meet you. Hey, your dog. What's your dog's name again?
Blue.
Blue.
Because, I mean, well,
Is the dog?
hey, he just wore blue when we got him as a puppy.
Now he's
Now
yellow?
he's just kind of normally shaded.
Normal.
He's faded. They say that happens. Nice.
We all gave our real names. You have to give yours too.
What do you mean it's not? Jackson's a cool name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's not the real one. That's right.
Io goes up to this one and puts his hand on their shoulder and says, Jackson, I support you no matter what I go through.
I'm sorry, my name is Bryce. I got nervous. It just happens sometimes when I get nervous. I apologize for that. The ears, also, they didn't give me the ears. I was just born with these. My parents are rabbits, kind of.
Your parents were rabbits, but you're not a rabbit.
Yeah, well, I'm adopted.
So wait, how did you get the ears?
They just gave them to me. They did give them to me, but it wasn't the I had them.
Are they?
Oh,
Are they real
teeth.
ears?
Yeah.
A real.
That's not. I sounded like I was lying that time. I promise I wasn't. That was. They work.
What happened to the person who was attached to them?
But Bryce,
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's a.
Just slowly kind of looking like maybe you guys aren't as cool. And you see Sillerin kind of walk over. Justin, let's leave them alone. They have business to carry on with. Thank you for entertaining me. He loves adventurers like yourselves. We'll go now. Come on. And Sillerin.
pleasure to see you, Celerin.
What?
No, you
I know you.
don't. You don't.
Tim, Darian has already embarrassed us enough. Come on.
And you do.
This man just takes his son and is like, let's go. You guys, just get this child, get my child away from these people.
What do you mean? I did not embarrass you.
I need to have a conversation with Tim and Darian immediately.
With me?
Both of you.
With me? Why?
Listen, can we find the ghost, guys? I'm gonna really get antsy, and then I sometimes I can't control my mouth and I get a little bit antsy. So is there a possibility that we can find that we can look for the?
I will do this conversation, or otherwise we will all be ghosts.
Sure,
Right?
yeah, go ahead. Then after that, maybe.
The most powerful wizards in the world know a spell called Power and Kill. This spell immediately kills the person it targets. No
It makes
resisting it,
you.
no protecting from it. Instant death, instant darkness, there is nothing. There's something and then they say a word and there is nothing. These most powerful wizards are on these people's payrolls. They get their bread from these people. And look how you are talking to them. Now, me personally, I am quite attached to life. I'm quite attached to myself and here, and I would not like to hear the power of kill. I don't know about you, but because we are working together, we need to come to an agreement. Because if you say one bad word,
Okay, I'll hear you, mate. I'll hear you.
He's getting really stressed out about this, guys.
He does seem very stressed out.
What can I do? What can I do to make it better?
He's wanting us to be more polite to people.
Okay. I'll say please and thank you.
please,
Can I give you a hug, mate?
please. I thought I was going to die.
I am so sorry.
She's a powerful woman. She can do a lot to us. I'm here beside her.
Alright, maybe the villain.
All right.
The ghosts here are there.
Let's go get
It's like this. No, it's fine.
That's what I came here to do is.
Bryce, you're fairly spiritually attuned. Have you felt any undeath in the vicinity? Anything out of the ordinary? Anywhere you want to go investigate?
You know, I haven't really thought about it, but can I roll like I don't know, what would it be, like insight?
To what?
Just for like if there's any particular place that we should like be heading off to that I'm sensing more like spirits in or something.
Or let's see, roll investigation check.
Okay. That's an 11.
Okay. It's really kind of up to you all. You've heard about, wandering. You might just stumble into something. You've been told that people hear sounds, they see these apparitions, and I think for the most part, wandering might be the best place to catch a wanderer.
Yeah, okay.
Fair. So then,
We should follow our hearts.
that's so heroic of you, Bryce. I agree
Thank you.
wholeheartedly.
The new D&D, the new model of D&D. Follow your heart.
Yeah, I'd like to roll an investigation check as well to
Okay.
see is something I'm proficient in. Could I try and sense like dark brooding vibes?
We're doing a vibe check
Of
on
vibes. Where the ghosts are.
Okay. Do your vibe check.
That's gonna be 21.
Okay. You have seen a lot in your time in Parrish, in particular, one of the cities that was hardest hit by the war. It was a sort of sanctuary. Lots of people came there for protection. Some people came there because illness spread throughout. So there was a lot of death, a lot of darkness. And you might be picking up a little bit of what Sirius was picking up. Like the clock that just kind of sprang out of nowhere that definitely isn't on time. It shouldn't be going off. There's definitely, the vibe is definitely ghost. The ghost is vibe.
Here in the mansion, or like is there a specific direction within the town that I'm kind of
You can feel it leading down a hallway, sort of. But it's not necessarily like you have an arrow pointing in a direction. You know, it's like, there's the grand hall, and there's the food, and they didn't seem particularly haunted, though you didn't quite get the amount of turkey legs that you wanted for yourself. They were kind of disappeared. But yeah, there's more on the side of the house where there's an entrance. You're kind of, like you heard the weird clock go off. All sorts of, there's something.
You'll have to trust me on this one. I'm getting a vibe.
Is it from your heart?
I don't have one of those anymore.
You mean that as a metaphor, yes?
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Okay.
Jake, where are you feeling this energy, this presence?
The vibe.
Kind of
The vibe.
that direction. Kind of from the hallway.
Oh, do you want to lead the way, or?
Sure. And Zayden's gonna take out his, we're gonna say he's gonna take out his blink dagger kind of discreetly, not in front of the guests, yeah, but is gonna kind of, grabbing it, is gonna just kind of get ready, it's all moving. Is gonna just kind of start snooping down this way discreetly, just kind of seeing where there might be something sketch.
So you guys are wandering?
Yes.
Lindsay, we all heard the clock go off, yeah? Can Dwayne realize that it is not the right time as well?
Yeah,
With my
if you are
being
familiar
mind.
with, if you've been keeping up with the time, you're like, that was not necessarily when that should have been going off, and you feel like this breath on the back of your neck, and maybe just the wind, but there definitely was something there when you turned a corner.
Alright, I'm with you. This shit's getting weird.
Leading the way. I have dark vision, I also have blind sight. I'm just keeping an eye out in this hallway, just looking for anything that seemed out of place. If I hear any more cuckoo clocks going, I'm just gonna throw my knife at it.
We're just gonna throw our knives at anything that moves.
At anything that's very suspicious.
Okay.
Like a cuckoo
What
clock.
if you're the one that's suspicious? Okay. All right, so as you wander around, You pass, there's a library. There's always a library. There's great computers and places where you can game and check out books and all that. There's a library. There's a few little rooms that you can see. It's like a sunroom for chatting. Like I said, there's places crawling with people. They kind of glance your way every now and then, but no one gives you too much pause, and servants move around you. But as you walk through the house, you sort of on instinct start following this feeling in your heart of this large circular alcove near the front of the house. And it's kind of hard to see because it's like half curtained off, but there's a weird feeling you get about it. And do you want to approach, or what do you do?
Zayden will step up to the curtain or whatever, kind of reach out. You know, you've got armor and you're pretty tanky. Maybe you can do this. I sense a vibe from over here. I'm just gonna like that. And Zayden's gonna really kind of back up and sort of push you in the way.
I'm not going to get eaten, am I?
There's someone there.
There's just a person in there.
And as you pull up the curtain, you realize it's just Justin. Behind the curtain, it's just, hi, you're back. Nice. Did you see this? This is so cool. This is some really old tech. I used to get to read about it. My dad would bring like cool books, but look at it. It's like this, and there's like this. And you realize Justin's like pointing at the circular room. On the ground, there's this magical circle with glyphs and runes that crisscross. And then there's this like archway that it also has the runes that are crawling up the sides, but it looks kind of broken. There's cracks in it, and there's cracks in the ground, and he's just looking at it. It's so cool. Have you ever seen one of these before?
I'm going to quickly grab him and get him behind me.
Okay. Because pause. We're gonna do one at a time.
I don't have good vibe here.
May I make an Arcana check to see if I recognize whatever this sort of device is?
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Unnatural 20.
I got a natural one, so you know everything about this. This is a very, this is a broken kind of old tech version of a transportation portal.
Okay.
You see these in sort of older cities. We have much cooler teleportation circles these days, but this is an old-fashioned kind of antique. Definitely from at least 100 years ago and not seemingly working anymore. It works as though you would stand on the circle and you would do an incantation or some sort of pass into it, and you would step through the archway. And these are very common in cities like Morston, where they are able to travel in and out of very important places in town quickly. It doesn't take a lot of magic. This would be kind of like using the subway or something like that. So, but you can tell that it's just definitely not working anymore. And as you're all kind of just standing and looking at it, Justin's like reaching and he wants to, and just as he reaches his hand out,
I might have to be able to grab him before
you see a blue glowing hand reach out and grab his hand and pull him forward with a violent yank.
Damn it!
And he's gone.
So I just
And the portal, I didn't turn on or anything. It was just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere. Nothing activated. There might have been a moment where you felt like a surge of something arcane, but not your arcane, more like your arcane, more druid, more natural. But he was gone in a blink.
He's gone.
You still find out?
the kid is gone.
Oh my god, we're dead.
Okay, this will be our fault.
Darling, we're going to the waterfall and fast.
Our job is to protect these people. We did not protect them.
Oh, and you just see Mira and Slytherin kind of wandering, and Mathilde is following behind.
I would like to start just running my hands all over the device, trying to like have it happen again.
What's happened? What's happened?
Nothing. We're investigating the ghost
Have you
situation.
seen Justin?
Is there like a curtain somewhere?
It's kind of like a curtain would have been used to like cover this when it's not in use, but he definitely pulled it back a little bit.
No, we haven't seen Justin.
Can I do a druid to create Justin's voice and be like, yeah, I'm here, sorry, just go away for a little bit, and then come back maybe later, please.
Performance.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, I'm very good at doing voices, so.
According to you yourself or your paper.
My paper. We're good.
So what happens?
It's a 3.
What's going on?
I'm over here. I'm in this code running down the hallway.
And I'm going to wrap my blink dagger in like the curtain thing, and I'm going to try and discreetly throw it so the blink dagger carries the cloak so it looks like Justin's wrapping down.
This is going to be far more incriminating when they find out.
I don't know what that role is.
Can I do a performance check for the voice, and then
It's like, are you performing or is the dagger performing?
I'm trying to project my voice.
Okay.
So are the parents and
The parents are watching you guys look like guilty as sin. What happened? What's happened? Did you see? And the little dog is now sniffing at this portal and he's just like,
so
yapping at it.
no one's like in the portal right now?
No.
Oh, Aaron's just gonna straight up step in it. He wants to know what it does.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, really? That is a 6.
What was the number?
6.
Okay, I got a natural 20. So you see the machine completely surge like electricity passes through it just where you are. And it zaps over you. You've got this blue magic passing through you, and it gives you 5 points of lightning damage. Yes.
Oh, I have to do math.
Do you move out of the portal, or are you just gonna
I'm
stand
just
there?
gonna chill there.
What's happening? What is going on? What's this?
There's nothing to fear. This is all horticulturalist business. We're working on it.
Mathilde kind of pushes the parents aside, politically. Pushes the parents aside. It's fine. Why are you messing with the portal? It's damaged.
We didn't mess with the portal. We are.
There's a curtain. What happened to the do not enter sign? We have.
There's a do not enter sign.
Yeah, what did happen?
Yeah, that's so
It's on the fritz. It's been on the fritz for years. Why are you getting it to work? Get out! You need to get out!
Has no one done this before? Like step into the portal or just made it?
I do it all the time.
Because your son decided to step into it, and now he's gone. So I'm just trying to find out eventually.
They're gonna kill you.
Mira is just
Counterpoint, I'm already dead.
The dog is angry. Slytherin looks like he's gonna flip the table. What do you need, Justin?
He decided to. Did he get close to the portal or
He stuck his finger in, but it was not the teleportation like we see here. Something grabbed him,
What?
He disappeared.
He's been taken.
What is happening? What do you mean?
Taking is a very specific word,
That describes what.
very specific connotations. He could be on the ethereal plane. We could just not see him right now.
The ethereal plane. That's a different plane. That's the ethereal plane and our plane are two different planes. Where is the child? What have you done?
This is not our fault.
Mira's crying, Silurin is raging, the dog is angry.
I cast locate creature.
You can
Okay, great.
My God, thank you.
Yeah.
What's the range on locate creature?
It's 1,000 feet.
Okay,
So that.
you can cast it.
Try.
When you cast it, you don't get anything.
DC 99.
There's no catch. If he's around, he's not within 1,000 feet.
Great.
So,
Why does it work for you? We have to go through it now. Okay, it's working. It only goes to one place. I'm sorry. I should be more calm.
No, it's really understandable. Your son is missing. Very reasonable for you to freak out. I do not know why it's working for me. Maybe it has something to do with the way I am.
What way is that?
Don't worry about it.
Why don't I step in and see if it...
No, it's you'll have quite a shocking reservation.
Like you did.
Who said I was dead?
You did.
I did not say anything of the kind.
I'm not positive.
No, I did not.
wait. Undeath. It works with undeath, and now he's gone.
Who's undead?
No one.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what makes it so special.
Geo has a hunch.
I'm not even making make any sort of check because you just start feeling the longer you're standing here.
Yeah.
You have these souls trapped inside for so long that you've pretty much gotten used to them. They drive your magic and they're in your control. It's all in your control.
That's impossible.
But they're buzzing. Your skin is crawling.
Yes, the spirits are acting up. They are pulling on my hair. I can feel it in my lips. Back pain. But I have an idea.
And Geo would also like to step into the teleportation circle. Spirits and all.
Wait, where does that go? You said you made a big stuff.
Well, okay. You want to ask first, or do you want to go?
It's all after he steps in.
Okay. When he steps in, make a Constitution saving throw.
Good thing I am proficient in those.
That's a 13.
Okay. You get, you feel this sort of electricity. Maybe there's something about the way you have always been dealing with instability with these spirits that are trapped in your heart and your soul, that you can balance whatever this energy is. It kind of feels, it's electrifying, but it's like static. It pops.
Geo's hair is poking up.
Yeah, your hair kind of
The
floats
twin
up.
tails are up like this.
Yeah.
It feels a little strange. How am I supposed to operate this exactly?
I don't know. I
was not asking you.
Who are you asking?
Yeah, you just said the question out loud. So I'm not allowed to answer your questions now?
The woman who answers, and who knows how this works. How are you supposed to operate this?
Well, no, she said when
can't-
she saw me, and then she was like, "Oh, it works now." This
Yeah.
implies that it hasn't. How long has it not worked for?
Mathilde is the one speaking at this point. Mathilde is very interested in what's happening here, and it looks like almost like she's a little amazed, almost like something went off in her head, like that was the thing. We haven't been able to get the portal to work for years. It goes to the center depot in the city.
How many years?
3.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least as long as I've been here. Actually, probably stopped longer than that. Back
50 years ago?
No.
70 years
You believe it was working around 7 years ago. And then when the mines collapsed, it destroyed all the portals.
Did you say the portal goes to the city?
The portal, this one, goes to the depot. That's where all the portals in the city meet.
So that's where the kid is.
That's where he should be if we can go through the portals.
Or we could just walk there.
How close? Yeah, how close is that?
You can't walk to the mines. The mines are completely caved in most areas. This was the number one way to get to them. If we
Can
can get this
I
open.
ask a question?
Yes.
What is a portal supposed to look like when it does work?
Supposed to look less frightening than this, but essentially
And someone
activated.
is teleported.
they pass through it and they come out the other side.
Okay, we clearly saw Justin get, grabbed by a blue hand
Yoink.
first. So theoretically, he might not be there, Bryce, unfortunately.
Well, because we don't know whether. I'm assuming it's a ghost.
He might
because
not be there, is what I said.
Well,
Yeah.
but do we have any suspicion from a copy? No? It's worth
It's
it.
your best bet.
Yeah,
Make an Arcana check again.
I was about to say, this seems a little familiar.
You know runes, you know portals, you made a natural 20 before, so.
Oh,
Like it's back, baby.
That's a magic dice. Alright, so as they're talking and the pressure's building, this is where you're at your element actually. When pressure's building, you're like, okay, I can rely on magic. I've been doing magic my whole life. Let's look at this, let's solve this problem. And you're doing calculations and the runes are speaking to you and you're like, if I were to, and you like grab Gio's hand and smash it to the side, but not within, almost like a charge, and then you see Darian and pull Darian over and smash his hand to the other side, and it's almost like, it's like touching a battery to a light, and
Oh, are they power sources? Aww.
Cute.
Oh, they're batteries. So I plug them in.
so you just make them hold their hand there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
As that happens,
Right?
as that happens, the portal glows a little more gently, and it looks like a proper doorway now.
How long are we going to be standing here?
Until all of us are through.
If you hold it long enough, I'll go through, check for Justin, and then come back. Yeah?
What should we do if you don't?
Well, you gotta go on without me, I guess. I don't know.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Two left to go.
I just suddenly resummon my blink deck that I threw away long ago. I'm just gonna summon with shame.
When you pass through the portal, you don't get far. It's like you can't quite make it to the other side. Like maybe there's not enough battery, there's not enough power. But you kind of get the impression that maybe if they travel with you.
Okay, so if we go in through the portal, we'll be able to maintain control.
If we go into the portal, apologies. It comes through every once in a while.
It's one of the ghosts. I thought you said it was one of the ghosts that comes through and talks like that sometimes.
Yeah, it is. But we should be able to try, if I'm not serious, to maintain the charge if we want.
I can feel it. All of the magic is flowing through here. I'm willing to go with you, but where we go one, we go all, right?
Yeah. Go find your child.
Please, I can go. But Mira's just crying and like wants to go, but probably needs to not. So Matilda looks at you. Get the child back, and I'll keep this side of things good. All right.
Totally.
So, passing.
Can I? Lou is still here, right?
Yes.
Can I cast Speak with Animals?
So.
And come down and say, hey, buddy, I know, but we're going to find him. We're going to. So, do you want to maybe come with us and help?
We're about to Justin back.
Yeah.
After the storm now.
Yeah. I know, we will do that.
That's my best friend.
Yeah.
Is he just another dog?
You've never seen this happen?
It's
I'm a druid. I've got rabbit ears. Are we surprised?
What did he say?
You just see this very impressive boy. He's like, you better do it. You do what I say. You do it. So you can feel the energy radiating off this dog.
He says he has a lot of faith and trust in us and that things will definitely go well. And he's very, very happy.
Good dog.
I would like to salute the dog.
Blue will shimmy and shake its little corgi self, and like he's down. Hey, corgi's down. Let's go.
I would like to take my hand and wink to Beyonce.
Okay, what does that mean?
We'll get you liaison, madam.
Okay. I would like to start walking towards the portal.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What are me and Darian just holding hands as we go through?
Holding.
We're all holding hands.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians of the- Okay.
Well, yeah.
Over there. We're committing to the bit. Commit to the bit. Thank you. As you decide if you're gonna hold hands or not, but Corey's run is like pushing at the power and it's like, I'm not ghosting up to go through this portal. So yeah, you guys are gonna all walk in together?
Yes.
All right.
Well, we
So-
need to talk with
The so as you move through the portal, it does function properly this time, and you feel if you've ever traveled through one before, you feel the familiar sort of pull of yourself being ripped through space and time. And it's not a pleasant feeling, but you're dragged forward. And on the other side of the portal, when you're flung out, kind of unsteady feet, you're in this giant circular room. And it is disheveled. If this was a portal depot, you can see there's other archways all around the circle of the room. And on the opposite side of the room, you see running water. You're looking at the back of the waterfall.
So are we in the mines?
You are in the mountain where the mines are. So in this area, it's just kind of like the rest of the other portals. It's very much ruins are destroyed. The frames are cracked. They're not in a particular. You can tell they're just as broken as all the rest. The half of the cave has come down and collapsed on things, and it's just not. Yeah, this is not functional. But there is something very strange. I would like Bryce to make a nature check.
That's gonna be another 11.
Okay. It's not too hard. It's not hard DC because it's kind of impossible to miss. There is a magic glow in this room. At least you think it's magic, but then you realize, no, it's not magic. It's just dust. There's this cloud of blue and purple just hanging in the air. And at first it looked like a magical aura, but it's just these spores that are everywhere. When you look around the room, these vines and fungi have like developed, and they are winding around all the portals, and it looks very, very dangerous. You shouldn't be breathing this in. That's the first thought you have. There's spores all over the room. These giant plants that are, some are bushes and some are very small, scraggly-looking vines, but there's some that are as tall as trees, and they have been overgrowing. And you, in particular, Bryce, recognize these plants because they're used in the Feywild a lot of time as a medicinal plant. They can keep someone in stasis between life and death. They're like an alternate to a healing potion if you don't have a healing potion. That's true. These mushrooms. They are most likely usually in the Feywild. They're not native to Titania at all. So you know there's something weird here, and it's not great.
I'm just gonna go. Everyone hold your breath. I don't know what quite to do now, but everyone hold your breath.
I'm going to, while everyone's holding their breath, I would like to make a perception check to just see, is there any trace of where Justin was the kid?
Justin. Yes. You can make a check.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, that is that's a 22.
Okay. Very good, actually. When you when you look around the room, you see these sort of the archways to these other portals, you see that there's some that are completely broken. You doubt anything's passing through, and there's a few that look like they're in disrepair, but they're not, maybe not too far gone. And there's this trail of spores has been white on the ground. There's a trail that's been cleared by something that looks like it was dragged through one of them.
I think that's where we need to go.
Okay. You approach this one portal in particular, and if you look around, you see that it's similar to the one that was in the mayor's mansion. There's actually some symbols that are very similar to the mayor's mansion's portal. And the thought crosses your mind, like, what is that? Why are those two connected? But there's bigger fish to fry.
I don't know. I think Dio's going to point to Darian and say, wait, shall we?
What? Oh, there's another portal. Why not?
They're friends now.
Friends track friendship, just become magical batteries to a portal. Very easy.
Working together.
Positive, negative charge? Sure.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
Yeah, the circuitry of this portal is, when you get closer to it, you realize just how much the spores and the plants are growing into it. And you maybe can't quite figure out what's going on here, but a few thoughts are coming to your mind as to why the portals may not be working. But did you guys say you're going to be moving through this one?
I think so, yeah. If it activates, I would like to follow along with that as well.
Let's bring the whole group. We don't want to leave anyone stranded, right?
Okay. Down here in this dusty depot.
I don't know if it's dusty.
Final choice?
Oh,
Is
that's
there
pretty good
anything
to
else
that.
in the room besides the portals?
I just like to be ominous.
Shaking him up to his story.
I'm not sing a little song. I'm just kidding.
All right. So, once again, you all stand around the portal and join hands if you want, or you don't have to. You're joining hands? Oh, friendship. This table, not so much. Oh, yeah, very much. Okay. As you pass through this portal, it's just like the other. It charges up the moment that the undead isn't quite the word, because you're very much alive, but you might have something else going on with you that is helping you pass through these portals. And you move through and you feel the pull that kind of makes your spine kind of sit straight for a little bit as you're rocketed through this magical doorway. And on the other side, you enter into this dark cavern. You feel like you've perhaps moved further into the mines. Once your feet are steady underneath you, it's clear this place hasn't been entered in a very long time. There's similar spores in the air, but there's also dust and just an oppressive feeling. It's half collapsed. It would be shrouded in darkness if not for the electric blue glowing plants, their spores hanging in the air, catching the light. There's this overwhelming perfume that tickles the back of your nostrils, and it's not unpleasant, it's potent, and you can almost taste it. And as you look around this cavern and your eyes adjust, you see shapes in front of you in the darkness. Would anybody like to make any?
Yes, I'd like to make a perception check or investigation check to just see where does that trail lead, and does it lead directly into the shapes ominously in the shadows, or is it kind of veering off?
Okay. Make a check.
Okay, that is a 21.
Okay, absolutely. So, because you're a little more used to the darkness, You get the vibe that you get the vibe. You look further into the darkness and you step out a few steps and realize you're standing on like a wooden floor. There's structures in this area. And if you look more into the shapes, they have this sort of, well, it's not a grave site. You see columns of a room that have collapsed over. You see chunks of stalactites and stalagmites, whichever ones they are, because I can never remember. They're half crashed into the ground like they came in from above and just exploded in the room. You see, like, this might once have been a really grand room. You can see designs on the walls. And you're standing on a wooden floor and there's stone. You can see a little further down. And as you step out a little further, there's these shapes that are on the ground next to the columns and pieces of the roof that is caved in. You see that there are skeletons mixed in the midst of all of it. As if whoever was in this room, when it came down, didn't make it. And then you see in the distance, like little fireflies, spirits. You've entered a cavern of spirits.
Get my blink dagger ready.
They linger. They're not moving too much, but they seem to understand that they're there. They're not aggressive, not doing anything yet.
Before we approach,
Yes.
Gio would like to kneel down by one of the skeletons. And he says, okay, done. Time to pay. And he knocks on his elbow, and a spirit comes out. A fellow with an arrow stuck in his chest. And through this spirit, Gio is going to cast Speak with Dead on the skeleton.
Yay! Okay. All right. So this is Dan, correct? This is your
Okay.
spirit friend Dan.
So Gio is possessed by many different spirits.
Yes.
One of them is a man who died very tragically by an arrow wound to the heart named Dan. Dan is living in Gio's elbow.
As you do.
They've made a bit of a pact in exchange for Gio looking for a way to get Dan to pass on to the afterlife comfortably and not have to stick around in someone's stinky elbow. Dan is somewhat of an interpreter with the dead. So the way that works mechanically, it is the Eldritch Adept feat. Gio has the, what was it? Whispers of the Grave incantation. So he can cast Speak with Dead for free whenever he wants.
So the spirit of Dan, just some guy named Dan, blows out of your elbow, and the spirit sort of circles around and encapsulates you, and then it lands. Hey,
Mesdames, comme vous dites, question sur les squelettes qui.
okay, so,
Wait, first, I want you to ask him, because we have three questions. I want you to ask him what happened here. What happened to him?
okay. So just any of the skeletons in particular?
I think he's leaning on one skeleton, and
Okay.
he's got like his hand.
So closer to the sort of entrance way of the portal, you see one in particular, that skeleton that kind of sits up in its this weird animated form and looks in your direction. Hi, Dan. What's your question?
The question is, what happened to you? How did you die?
Fireball.
Classic.
Lots of fireball
Well, that is interesting because it means there
from the
is a
sky.
There means there is a spell caster in the area where it keeps
Oh, what? But this far underground, lots of fireballs? Do you think it was this area part of a war? Is there a battle here? Where are we anyway?
You're in Norston.
Second
Norston was
question.
hit very hard with heavy fireball power when some of the other armies tried to invade to take advantage of the border that you share with the Osmond states, or that Morstan shares with the Osmond states. So it was,
And it reached all the way down here, all of that.
it caused serious damage within the entire.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like an attack by wizards.
Yeah. Yeah. So the skeleton is just like, all right, what's next?
Has it seen Justin?
Have you seen
And he describes Justin.
little boy, about gay guy, looks like this, and like this?
Yeah. And this skeleton points a little bony finger towards the edge of where you see, like in the distance, hanging onto the walls as if he can't really stand up because he's out of breath or something. You see Justin just hanging there, breathing heavily. The spores coming in and out with every breath. But he's across the room. You barely can make him out.
He is preparing some spells right now.
Yes, final question. How do you want to be remembered?
Blow an out for me.
Indeed, I will.
Dan gives you a little, and this evaporates back into your elbow.
So
Where we found the boy?
the rubble, is there like a way to get to it? Like,
Can we not?
It's just a destroyed room. You can walk through it, you can jump over stuff, you can do anything you want.
there's a wall in this room, correct?
There's a what?
There's a wall?
The room is definitely like, would have been like a nice circular room. It had some structure, but it's like half collapsed, so yeah, just a wall.
Okay, so Darren's gonna go to the closest wall to where the stuff has collapsed and just walk casually onto the wall.
Make a perception check.
Oh,
Something.
perception?
Yes.
Okay. 13?
Okay. As you move closer into the den, not the den, the cavern. As you move closer into the cavern, you see there's like more skeletons. There's a few that look newer than others. Like that's a skeleton, but that's not as much of a skeleton.
How many days?
Like maybe a year versus some that are 7, 8 years.
Can I tell if it has certain things still in the body?
What does that mean?
I'm asking if there is cerebral spinal fluid or blood in this human body.
I think if you're looking for a snack, it's probably all gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
I would like to, if possible, follow our good friend Darian's lead here and try to run as fast as I can to Justin.
I'd like to light a torch because I can't see anything.
As you light a torch and raise it up,
But I can't see anything.
the room is illuminated. And it's even worse. You see it in like, it's collapsed, there are bodies everywhere, there are spirits glowing near the edges. They're still not doing anything to you, but you do see a ledge that you hadn't seen before, almost like it suggests that there are other rooms further in connected to this one. And on this ledge, I don't know, there's just this weird giant skeleton. It looks like ribs, maybe? They're just curved. And I mean, if you walked over to them, it would be twice your size.
I can get inside the rooms.
As you move closer, you can tell that, well, actually, the hair on the back of your neck stands up a little bit. This goes for everyone. There's the sound of, like the pops of a crackling fire. And all the spirits turn towards the alcove. And they're not paying attention to you at all anymore. There's a glimmering light. And that's the first indication that something large is slowly coming into focus. And you see slowly as it takes shape, almost like the spores and the dust and the light all bend to shape it. One of the rarest things anyone in Titanic could ever see. A glittering mass that corporealizes before you, and it's the darkly divine spirit of a dragon. An adult, clearly a few hundred years old, at the time of its death, a creature cut down in its prime, no doubt. This soul belongs to those ominous bones. It's stuck in the midst of all these other bodies, and it's opaque, kind of like sea glass, green and purple, sparkling and beautiful and terrifying. And as it moves over this alcove, looking down at you all, blank behind the eyes, you expect the ground to shake under its steps, but there's nothing. It's just there, staring you down. And the most unnatural of deathly roars rings out from the spirit dragon. And that is where we will take our intermission.
Weirdly enough, Tim, out of everyone, you are up first. What would you like to do in this moment?
First, I would like to bonus action cast my echo.
Okay.
15 feet in front of me somewhere.
15 feet in front of you somewhere.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I said I'd say please. I promise.
Okay. So, 15 feet in front of you, we'll say about there. So when you look at the battlefield, when you look at the field in front of you, there are spirits, not quite attacking you yet. There's obviously the dragon, so just want to keep an eye on them as well. All right. And then what do you do after you have cast your double?
My what? Oh, my double.
Yeah.
I heard double. My double. Well, just for the audience, my echo is a gray, purplish, see-through image of me. This looks a little bit different, a little bit more feminine, one could say. Is the dragon the only thing that's threatening us right now?
Yes. The dragon is the only threat currently.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go for the dragon then.
Okay.
Do I have enough room? How many feet in front of me do I need to go to get to it?
A nice 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet.
Okay. What about my echo?
Your echo is much closer.
I can... No, I can't actually. I can't teleport you because I just bonus action. I will just get as close as I can and hold my action.
Okay, what is your action?
For something. If something tries to hit me, I will hit it back.
Okay. I'm going to move you closer, but if you want to jump into the wall that the dragon is standing on, we'll have to burn some more movement up here, your echo. So for now, you're at the bottom. You're within 5 feet-ish, but it's up on an alcove. So if you want to jump up there or do anything with it, you'll just spin.
Oh, my echo moved forward?
Yes. Or do you want to be?
I want to move me forward.
Okay.
Well, my echo too. Both of us.
And
Me,
okay.
Tim, not the echo.
You are definitely both in the realm of being able to jump within distance. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn? You're
Just
holding?
hold my action.
Okay.
For if something tries to attack me, I'm going to
Okay.
hit it back with my stick, which is fallen from me.
Okay. Well, then it's the dragon's turn.
Oh, goodness.
Oh no, I forget. We're fighting this thing, right? So, as the dragon rears, it's this roar that comes out of it, you see it move like a glitching film almost, when it skips a little bit, and it is moving faster than anything you've ever seen before, because it is not bound by the physics
of this realm. And it has a lot of things that it can do, scarily enough. So it will bite the thing that is closest to it, which is going to be, it's got to choose between you or your echo. So does your echo have a dex?
It uses my dex save.
Okay. So I will say it definitely takes a bite at you, and then with its 2 claws, it's also going to make 2 striking claw attacks that just try to squish you between it and pull.
It's okay. I'm the tank.
So
I can take it.
not great for the bite. You have does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Okay, well it bites, but you're just a little too dodgy for this. So it gets out of the way, but the claw attacks come together. That was on your echo.
The claw on my echo.
The bite was on your echo. The
Oh.
claws are on you.
Okay.
I might have switched that around. We're going with that.
It's on me.
So, the claw attack will an 20 hit? Yeah, I'm guessing
Yeah.
20 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
20
a
hits.
16,
16.
2 claw attacks. One claw,
16 points of damage.
16 to attack, and then a 20 to attack.
Oh, the 16 does it. 20 does.
Okay, so you get this nice backhand of this claw as you kind of try to move around it, and it gets some damage. Let's see. All right.
It's like a little cat playing with the ball of string.
Roll so good. Let's see. Yeah, the hit, you mostly missed most of the damage, but it's a nice 9 to you. Nice piercing damage with its claws as it gets into your side and pushes you back a little bit. Still within melee range.
Is that all you got?
Oh, spirit. Okay.
I hope sleeping in your metaphor is not your intestines.
I
Okay.
don't remember. We tested out this arm. It works pretty good.
All right. Next up is Darian.
Me and
Oh wait, you're also an 18.
Tim.
So Ethan, you are up next.
Nice. Okay, so first, what does the ground look like in here? What materials are made out of stone?
Stone, wood. It's a mixture. It's like it would have been like part of a house or something like that. You know, it's not natural cavern. It's definitely like been made homier. What are your thoughts?
All right, so Gio does his hand signs, and he says, "Emerge from shadow and ancient stone to punish my foes, red flesh from bone." And he's going to spend 3 sorcery points to summon his dog,
Okay.
Mort, the Hound of Ill Omen.
Ooh, spicy. Well, we've got your hound. Where would you like to be?
So he appears within, I think, 15 feet of me?
Okay.
Yeah, 30 feet. So as close to the dragon as possible, preferably. It is targeting the dragon right now.
Okay.
And it is going to roll initiative separately from Dio.
Okay.
It gets 7.
Okay, it is still better than Zadie, correct?
I imagine it goes slower than Darien though, because it only has a 15.
Okay. All right, what does it look like when it attacks? Does it attack or does it do anything?
No, it's going to attack once its turn comes,
Okay.
but for now it's just kind of, before the dog was mostly there, but its legs were a little floaty. It's wind as it flew in the wind. Its fur as it flew in the wind kind of seemed to taper off as though it were spiritual, not quite all there. Now it is very fearsome and physically manifested. Its feet are firmly on the ground. Its fur is firm, thick, independent, and ooh, it's slobbering. It's cruising for a bruising. That is my bonus action.
Okay, so what's your action?
For my action,
Okay.
I place my hand on Darian's shoulder. I
Okay.
say, Darian, have you ever wondered what it's like to be possessed by a spirit?
No, not really.
Would you like to find out?
Sure.
All right, and I'm going to cast Haste on Darian.
Yeah, what does that do?
So I can concentrate on this for up to a minute, or 10 turns. Darian has to be willing, of course. Sounded like he was willing. Until the spell ends, Darian, double your speed.
So
Darian,
I have 160 times 2 is 100. Yeah, I have 120 movement.
I'm not done. Darian, add 2 to your armor class.
Oh my god. 17, yeah. This is very helpful.
Darian, while I'm concentrating on the spell, you have advantage on dexterity saving throws. And finally, the coup de grace, you have an extra action every turn.
Gosh.
So you can use this only to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. And if you attack, it can only be one attack.
Yeah.
But you have a second action.
Okay.
Keep track of all that.
Okay, cool.
You do it.
I've got the card right here. Ask if anything comes up.
So I'm assuming I can get as close as I want to that dragon.
You can get as close as you want to that dragon. It is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna get close as I want to that dragon.
Real
Good?
quick.
Are you going to add anything?
Yes. So as the spell starts, this little eyeball comes out of Gio's head, third eye, and as it forces its way out, it's this big eyeball suspended in a large crystal, and it floats from Gio's head over to Darian's. And so now it's just kind of hovering over him like a little crown of crystal. And finally, to end out Gio's turn, he's going to move as far away as possible from the dragon and from everybody else. All right, that's Gio's turn.
Okay. I will move you. You can move over closer to Justin, who is shivering in the corner.
Yeah, I'll move to Justin.
Okay. He's over here hanging out. All right. So that means end of your turn, Darian. You're next.
Sorry, I'm just processing that I could just destroy this dragon. Yeah, so I'd like to move legit, like, right up next to that bad boy. And I'm going to spend a key point to try to stun and strike him.
Okay.
The dragon just has to save on a Constitution saving throw, and I'm assuming that's based off my con.
It's gonna be a
I
D
think
save.
so, but you can certainly try.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't think it's gonna work.
What? Do you have to roll or do I roll?
I think you have to roll. It's a con save.
Con?
You have to roll it first.
Oh, I have to roll to hit. Correct. Hit it first. I got it.
You want? Yeah. Let's.
You are stunned.
Oh.
What's the damage?
I got on that one.
What is your next? Do you have another action?
I do have another action.
Okay.
Might as well try to hit him again.
Okay, let's do it again. Another stunning strike?
I'm not going to try to stun it again.
It's better than a 1.
I don't think it's going to hit. What did I add to it again? I'm forgetting my action on.
Plus 8 unarmed striking them. Yeah, whatever this
Math
attack
brings
bonus
people
is.
together.
Whatever your attack bonus is.
Dex some proficiency.
Dex, yeah.
I think it's Dex.
The 2 plus 4 is 6.
So add 6 to that.
That's
13.
Yeah, you can get up there and sort of hit, but you're just hitting weirdly, difficultly, like hard ghostiness. I don't know a better term for it. You're just
not making the contact you want to make for these hits, because you know you can do this. You have fought ghosts before, but this is something else. What do you want to do anything else?
Do you have another action? I can spend key points to have another. So I'm basically done with actions.
And for your normal action, you can still do the normal multi-attack. So you basically have 3 attacks before you can do your bonus action.
Don't you have extra attack?
I have flurry of blows, which is like another.
No, but you have extra attack as a level 12.
Do I really?
Pretty sure. I have extra attack. At level 5? I'm pretty sure you have extra attack.
Yeah.
Look, you can attack twice. Well, this is fighter. But
Yeah.
you should be able to attack like 3 times, right?
So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll try to attack again. Why not?
Try to get a hit on this little ghost.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
21.
21.
21.
Can I stun on this one?
If you'd like to.
Yes. I would like to.
So that hits. 21 does hit. So you get a nice, good punch in this time. What does stunning strike do?
So it's the target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, you got a 15.
15? Yeah, that probably beats my Constitution.
Okay.
What's your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom is +2.
And what did the dragon roll?
A 15.
Your die class would be 14, so that does.
Okay. What is the damage from your punch?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. 4.
He takes those 4 hit points and just cries over them. He's so sad that he lost. All right, next up.
Darian still has a bonus action.
Darian?
Yeah. You
I
can,
still have a bonus
Too many
action.
options.
these are the monks. He's hasted
I know.
and he's a monk.
Sorry.
So you can
You know
either,
what?
you can just do martial arts as a bonus action and punch
I'm
4
going
times
to
or
step
flurry.
of the wind. Step of the wind as a bonus action, which makes me be able to take the key point and then take the disengage as
Okay.
a bonus action. And
You want to
I'll
go away?
Yes, please.
How far away?
I mean,
You could go all the way back.
all the way. Yeah, let's go all the way back. Why not? Okay.
Your original spot. Just right up there, punched, and then scatter back.
How many key points did I use in total? Just 2 or 3? 3. Okay. Yeah.
All right, next up is, I believe, Sirius with a 17.
Okay. You said that Justin was still within this room, right?
Yes, he is right here in this corner.
I would like to go follow Gio and make my way over to Justin and kind of make sure that he's okay.
Okay. Say you make the distance. He's coughing and scared and shivering, but he looks like he's okay. Is that gonna be your action?
No, it's kind of just like a little bit of a
Little
glance.
spice?
There's
Okay.
the dragon is the only thing in this room that we have to worry about.
So far.
So
Yes.
I like that. Okay. With that in mind, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wand. I'm going to point at the dragon, and I'm going to leave nothing to chance here. I would like to cast Magic Missile at the 2nd level to lob 4 bolts of power, pure arcane power, straight at it.
That's my sound effect.
All right.
But I bet there's better ones. What does that do? How much damage?
We've got 4, 5, 3, and 2. So 9, 12, 14 force damage. Straight to that dragon.
Okay. That, he kind of didn't expect that, but he's also a ghost, maybe not thinking too hard about it anyway. But it definitely turns its gaze towards you.
Shit.
So I'll say that it's looking this way a little bit. Hello. Now that you're over there standing next to the child. Is that the end of your turn?
I think that's all the actions I can take.
Okay. Then that means, Rice, you're up next.
Is there anyone like near the dragon at this point, or is it?
You have the wolf, the dog from Ethan. You have the echo, and you have Tim.
Okay. How close are Tim and the dog?
Within 10 feet.
Within 10 feet. Okay.
Then 5 feet, actually, more like.
5 feet?
To the dog or the dragon?
To the dragon.
Within 10 feet.
Okay. I was going to cast Entangle.
What does Entangle do?
It creates difficult terrain.
Okay.
So it's a 20-foot square radius.
Okay.
So
you're creating difficult terrain anywhere in particular?
Just if I could do it and just get the dragon.
Okay.
I can't tell how.
Okay.
Okay, great. Then I would like to cast Entangle.
Does it create any vines or anything like that? What is the energy behind this?
There's these sort of, at first it's just vines sort of like cracking the ground, growing out of it, wrapping around the dragon. But then there's this sort of glow. There's this purple shimmer to them. Otherwise, they look like normal vines, but there's sort of it's almost like there's another sort of, another
realm, maybe?
Yes.
Behind their energy?
Yes, it's these purple, purple vines, but it's like there's something sort of on them. It's like there's something living on the vines. Like
all right.
Coming to live on them.
As they push through the gravel and the leftover stones that were there, you've created a difficult terrain in that area for the dragon. So, is at the end of your turn, you made bonus action.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Next up is the Hounded Omen. Ben?
Yeah, so is, first of all, does it have any other allies within 5 feet of the dragon? Is, for example, the
Yes.
Lovely. So because of its pack tactics, that means it has advantage on all attack rolls.
Okay.
So, it's just gonna go for big ol' chomp.
Okay,
Bite.
chomp.
That is, I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Buddy.
That's an 11.
The hound is fierce and definitely wants to get at this thing, but it's just slightly out of reach and not really able to get the leverage it needs to get to the dragon.
Little too eager, buddy. You need to slow down. Okay, so yeah, 11, that misses. That is the dog's turn.
Okay. And then Zayden. I cannot believe we have a rogue going last in a round.
Oh yes. So I am going to. Damn, I haven't noticed there is an orb in the center. Does that look like it's powering anything? Can I use like a free action to sort of just like
The free action is I just thought it looked cool.
Okay. All right. Zayden is going to. See, the kid seems to be doing fine. This dragon is our biggest problem right now. Zayden is gonna go. Let's see here. Gonna go out of melee range. So I'm gonna say like within 20 feet of the dragon, but still outside of melee range, getting closer.
Do you want to be anywhere in particular?
I want to be further away from. I kind of want to be in that empty space. I want to be maybe a little bit closer to the dragon's actually okay, because I am going to cast with my fiendish traits. You'll see that as Zayden is kind of rushing past, he's gonna kind of tap his skull amulet here, and you're gonna see the kind of blooming from it is this cloud of dark black smoke that fills up this space. As he lives up to the name.
Yeah.
Filling this space with magical darkness. Because he has blind sight as well, though, he's able to see through it as long as he gets kind of to the edge of the darkness.
Okay.
So that's my movement, my action, and then I would like as my bonus action, I'd like to use Master of Tactics. And I'd like to shout at the dragon, hey, Idiot! Yeah!
Fighting words.
I'm gonna try fighting words indeed. I'm gonna try and essentially, I'm flavoring it as distracting. I'm trying to, with my Master of Tactics, I'm doing the help action as a bonus action to give advantage on Tim on his next attack.
So you've created darkness.
Yes.
And you have given advantage to Tim.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or it's just a help action. So you
Thank you. How big is the darkness?
could, it's 15 feet around me, so I
So I can't see anything.
Wait.
Because I'm right next to you, aren't I?
No, I'm the orange one that's up above the
I know I'm the purple one, right?
Yeah, like, there's right there.
Oh, could I say that I was a bit further away? Just after the
But
rain.
where are you trying to put the darkness?
I'm trying to center it around myself.
Oh, you want to be in darkness?
Yes, I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying
That's good. I thought you were throwing darkness at this dragon,
No,
essentially.
no.
Like, there's fog now, okay.
My voice just echoes out.
Okay, and how much does the darkness make around you again?
15 feet.
Okay, you're dark. You're in the darkness. The hound is also in the darkness. So, okay. So you get your turn.
Yes, yeah.
All right, back at the
Am I in the
top then.
darkness?
Oh, back at the top. The
I
dragon
spent enough of my days
still
in the
seems pretty good.
darkness.
Tim, you're up.
You got advantage.
Fantastic. All right, me and my Echo are gonna get up in his face.
Okay, let's do some damage then.
What?
Let's do some damage.
Oh, am I already in his face?
You, yeah, pretty much. We can say that you jump up. Your Echo will jump up on this ledge, and you can jump up on this ledge.
Yeah,
Slay the
let's do
dragon.
some freaking damage to this thing.
All right, let's go.
If I remember correctly, whenever you take the attack action, you can make one additional melee attack from your Echo's position. So I'm going to take the attack action, and I, Tim, get to attack 3 times, and then my Echo will attack once.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll the 3 of mine first.
Go for it.
And then roll the...
You can roll them all at once.
Well, I only have 3 d20s.
Okay.
But then I'll roll the Echo after.
DM
Wow,
does
that dice
get
sucks.
advantage on each of those attacks, or just one, since they have the.
Just the first one. Mm-hmm. Or you can give it to your Echo.
Well, can I re-roll the 1?
You can re-roll one.
Since that's the one with the advantage. Oh, let's go. That's much better. All right. So the lowest one is a 19, then a 21.
19 hits.
Then a 21, and then even higher than a 21.
You all 3 hit.
Let's go.
Is this with your sword?
With my stick.
With your stick. You're just whacking at this giant dragon, and it's just being beaten by a stick.
I'm swinging my stick over my head. I'm swinging it below me. I'm doing a little spin. Put a little flair in it. All right, and then it's a D8. Where's my D8? There it is. All right, so 3 attacks. I get to re-roll this one because of great weapon fighting, but I have to take the next number. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 for the first one.
Okay.
5 plus 5 is 10. 19. And then 4 plus 5 is 9 again, so 28 total damage.
Good roll. All right, this is the biggest response you've seen out of the dragon so far. It is just, it's almost insulted that it's being hit, and it really has turned its ire on you.
Good. Yes.
So you said 28 total? 29
Yes.
total?
28 total, and then I still have to roll my attack for my Echo.
All right. And then your Echo, let them
Yes.
3.
1 attack from them, 19.
Absolutely, 19 hits.
Oh, love it when all the attacks hit. 10 damage.
10 damage. All right. Whoop. With that, is that the end of your turn?
I believe so.
Okay.
I mean, I have a bonus action, but I have no reason to use it.
All right. So, next up is the dragon. And now that it's once again mad at you, it is going to, yeah, sounds about right. It is going to do another bite attack. Let's see. It's going to do the bite attack on you, but before it does the bite attack, it is going to use its special action, which is frightful presence. So every creature here needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Or you will become frightened.
Not advantage, but
If only we had a paladin.
Good. I don't.
be at
14.
Just
Mine is up. That's okay.
Okay, rolls.
14.
Darren?
9.
Okay.
3.
11.
21.
Okay.
16.
Okay. All of you fail and are now frightened. Except for Sirius. So you're now frightened.
What is that?
Frightened means that you really can't do much but stay in your spot for the next round.
Oh, man.
And we have disadvantage on something. On hitting a creature.
All right, and then the attack it made on you was a natural 1, so it actually didn't do any damage. It just did its fright. So that's the end of the dragon's turn. Would you like to go?
I snarl at it
You got
since it tries
anything
to hit me.
We're good? Okay. And then it's my turn. No, we're good. Ethan. Gil, what is his next move?
All right, so he's quaking in his boots right now.
Okay.
He's scared of this dragon. He has realized its overwhelming power that far outclasses any of the spirits that work with Gio. However, he's going to stand with his boots firmly planted on the ground. And even though he would have disadvantage on attack rolls against it, he's still got something up his sleeve.
Okay.
You see, the dog is within 5 feet of the dragon, and because of its aura of shadows, the dragon has disadvantage on saving throws against spells that Gio casts.
Okay.
So, this little snake here has been hanging about on my shoulders, floating around, on fire the entire time. Notice the flame serpent. What it's going to do, it's going to start breathing up some major flames. Right above it, it opens its jaw in this big old, how should I say it, sphere or fireball begins to form. And just when it reaches critical mass, like 15 radius?
Okay.
20-foot radius.
I'm guessing you're directing that towards this side and not your allies?
Gio's going to launch it toward the back of the dragon
Okay.
so that none of his friends get hit. That needs to be a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay.
This is going to be level 4 as well.
Disadvantage is 17.
That just saves. Okay, so it's going to take half damage.
Okay.
You need more sixes?
I might be good with 3. How many do you have?
3 more.
Hell, load me up, man.
Do some damage.
Okay. 1, 1, 1. 6. Okay, 16.
It's gonna be a long night.
And then I get 3 more. 24, half down to 12.
Okay. Some of us can't.
Kaboom.
It is, with that, you like this very strange thing that happens. You see the dragon, it's actually reacting now, and it shudders in and out of this realm and the next. But when it does that, this intense moment hangs in the air for all of you, almost like a thought is projected into your mind. And you get these blue and silver memories coming through, and you see a tiny baby dragon, a very small dragon, caged in its youth, abused in the dungeons of what looks like, for those of you who know the surrounding nations, Koshvar prison, one of the instigators of the war back 9 years ago. This is long in the past. You see, based on the style of the guards, they're definitely Koshvar guards. You see it break free, this little creature, as it slowly grows, and the tension inside it raging at its captors. It breaks free and kills the guards that were damaging it, hurting it, and trying to drive it into something it doesn't want to be. You see it breaking free for the first time, flying over mountains and lakes and ocean and making its way through the sky, breathing free air for the first time in its life. You see it crashing down in a field, and you see an elf and a dwarf and another half-elf sort of discovering it and tending to it. And one of the people asks, "What is your name?" And the dragon imprints into their minds, Ozilith. You see the memories of this dragon playing out, and the trio nurse Ozilith. They guard him, they take care of him in a way that he has not seen ever in his short, young life. And decades pass as he repays them in kind over the next 100 years. A secret ally hidden away in the caverns of Morston, a beautiful silver dragon. In its prime, a secret ally. The dwarf and the elves visit and counsel with him as this young dragon grows wiser and wiser over the years. You then see the next leaders of Morston counseling with Ozilith, and the next over decades. Up until the night the war came to Morston and the cavern came down on all of them. And then you are brought back to reality. And it is now Darian, your turn.
Just to clarify, we all saw that?
You all saw this projected into your mind. Yes.
Would I have to make like a wisdom saving throw to move towards the dragon?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Gonna go ahead and do that?
Yes.
15?
I'd say you're able to. That rocked it. It's lower in health now, and it's having some thoughts. It's going through some stuff. Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
Yes, you're able to move.
Okay. I'd like to get as close as possible to it.
Okay. Once again, you are hanging out with the dragon.
And I'm gonna hit it with the staff of striking.
Okay. Go for
So,
it. Yeah.
It's a 13 hit.
13 is not hit.
And you got extra attacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again.
Keep going. Let's go until we get this thing.
It's a 24 hit.
At 24 hits.
Yeah. So I'm gonna spend 2 of the staff of striking charges, so that's essentially gonna be 1d8 plus 2d6 of damage. Oh. On that hit.
Damage?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that same thing with my third action. Third?
With haste, you get 1 more, yeah.
Yeah. No, that one does not hit. I'm not gonna do the math on that one because I know it doesn't hit.
Into your turn?
That's under my turn. Actually, wait. Fanged Bite is a bonus action, yes? I believe so. I know in Baldur's Gate it is.
I love Baldur's Gate rules.
Yay! So I'm gonna attempt to Fanged Bite this dragon.
Okay. You're just good.
He has an actual 20. Are we doubling the damage for that?
Double dice.
Double dice, okay. It's just gonna be a d4. Oh, but I'm gonna...
Big damage.
Big damage. 3 damage.
3. Okay. It's definitely the things that were holding it together, whatever energy this is, this mystical, strange connection between the nature and the arcane. It's pulling away, like it's coming apart at the seams. It's still hanging on. So next up, Sirius, I believe it is your turn, and you are the only person who's not frightened. Because you've seen other things like this is pretty scary, but you've seen other things.
It's more sad to Sirius to see such a beast not able to move on, to suffer such an end as it did. But it must have an end. And I would like to take my wand, and I'd like to make this definitive. And I would like to try and cast Disintegrate.
Whoa. Okay. Is that a con?
That will be a dexterity saving throw that the dragon must make.
That is a 23.
Nothing happens.
Not even half?
No, not even half. When
Things like, I'm actually
the maximum
feeling
damage that it can do is 100 force damage. That is a non-negatable form of damage. So I think the nothing happening is a fair trade-off for instant obliteration.
Yeah, to do some setup for it, yeah.
All right. Not this time, but it does hit and it radiates and it stumbles, but it doesn't fall. Is that the end of your turn?
With whatever movement I might have left, I would just like to sort of cover Justin to the best of my ability.
All right. Renell, you are covering the little guy as he is slowly, just like this is the coolest night of my life, but also I'm really scared. I'm sick. Okay. Next up, Brace. What would you like to do?
I'm frightened.
You're frightened. You
Very-
cannot move.
Very scared, very afraid. Would I be able to speak with animals with Ozilla?
I don't know if we consider him an animal, but you know what? I say sure.
Okay.
It's fun. We're late in the game. Speak.
I'm absolutely terrified. I'm like, I haven't seen anything this scary since I was back in the Feywild. You know, I was, the least thing I was expecting was a big spirit dragon. But I've seen this and I can't help but feel this overwhelming sympathy for this creature that didn't ask for its circumstances to be this way. And so I'd like to speak as loudly as I can without moving. What is it that you want, Ozilla? What is it that you're looking for? You don't want to fight, do you?
Is that your turn? When you cast that spell, you feel, instead of hearing words, you feel, let me go. I want to go. I don't want to hurt anymore.
Can I respond?
Yes.
How? What can we do?
Doesn't answer.
Would we hear this, or is it just for Bryce?
Just for Bryce. With that, it is the Hound's turn.
Dog. I was gonna do what dog does best.
Okay.
I don't think the dog I guess the dog is in darkness, so it might not have seen the frightful presence.
Okay.
Do you
That's fair.
think it's not frightened?
I don't think much frightens a hound anyway.
Fair enough.
It's magic.
All right, I think it's going to maneuver out of the darkness.
Was that the
And
darkness?
It's going to go for a chomp. And is there still an ally within 5 feet?
Yes.
All right, then it has advantage.
Okay.
Wow, this dog, man. I rolled a 4 and a 6, so 11.
You might be going to town.
No, the dog is spirited, but it doesn't quite break.
He's still giving it disadvantage.
It's doing its thing, but it's not quite able to cut through. But it's, you know,
I don't
the
want to
spirit is there.
work out.
Zayd, I believe that means it is your turn.
seeing the tragic past and seeing the wanting to move on but being held back by the past. I'm going to I'm going to kind of shimmy around, so I'm still kind of on the edge of the darkness cloud, but I'm still inside of it. Looking at the portal, does it still look operational, or does it look like completely deactivated? Does it look like if we have our battery friends here powered up that we can go back easily?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks no different.
Zayden is gonna shout out, "It might be for the best of us if we get on the young boy out of here. If we have to, we might have to make a run for it." But he's gonna turn back, and it sounded like the best way for him to move on is if we end his life. So I am going to make a firebolt attack, disadvantage because I'm frightened, I think. Or do I make a save at the beginning, or to see if
You can make it at the end.
Okay, at the end. All right, so I'm gonna make a firebolt attack with disadvantage. That's really good. That is a 26 to hit.
Okay, definitely hits.
Okay, so that is going to be. Let's see here. I have it somewhere. Oh wait, it's right. No, it's not there. I have my firebolt damage somewhere here. There it is. Okay, that's gonna be 3d10. There we go. We're getting some damage. All right. Yeah. A D10, please. Thank you. Yeah, I have 3. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Power of friendship.
Yeah. Okay. That is going to be 17 points of fire damage. Oh, please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. But it's ghostly. Zayden doesn't know that. Ugh.
I bet it's a dragonair.
It's ghostly though.
This was a firebolt?
A firebolt, yeah.
As the fire hits it, you've kind of just offhandedly cast this because you're more interested in let's do the reasonable thing. Let's leave this problem in here and we go home. But that's not how life is sometimes. Sometimes you roll the dice and you hit with enough force where the fire goes up its wings, down its form. And it's sort of beautiful the way it burns away into nothing. And as it fades, all of you feel sadness, relief, grief of this dragon's spirit truly unraveling from the den. A crushing wave of life energy expelled all at once. Not a death energy, the swollen thing of grief and sadness trapped taut in the heart of a giant, massive thing that lived and was loved and died senselessly. A death energy you are just now noticing is being relieved of its weight, pressing down on the room, even as the spores float throughout it. And most missions you've been on, there have been massive stakes attached to them, but when you won your past battles and slain monsters, you've had memories of pride and heroism, and you could have flown to the stars with the warmth in your heart from those victories, but bad guys lost and good guys won, and this is how the world is supposed to work. But as Ozolith's spirit is expressed from the room, pushing out like a final breath, you don't feel victorious, you feel humbled, honored, maybe, by the responsibility to free this incredible creature. Its corrupted spirit was bound in a half-life of pain and forced to behave in a way that it was an antithesis to its spirit, who it was in life, a protector of Morston, not a terrorizer of it, and a silent shield defending its favorite people, its favorite place, in all the worlds, in all the planes. And what you thought was heroism before was nothing compared to this feeling. A pride wrapped in an ache of sadness. Everyone is safe. The battle is over. The spirits thawed of their spell, their focus on this thing that was like a moon in the sky. And now they're just wandering.
I'd like to kneel where the dragon was and just, in solemn, thank you, kind of silently thank for giving us that eye-opening experience. And also as Tim he desires to, set free lost souls such as this one, especially a dragon who did such an honor for this town.
You said that it kind of fades away, nothing remains?
Nothing remains.
I would like to find, you said that this was kind of like a collapsed place, right? Would there be any sort of stone or brick that I might be able to, that we might be able to use to commemorate what happened here?
Or, you mentioned the large bones. Is the skeleton still around? Or?
Yes.
Então, que se encontrei do skeleton voltar assim muito bem sobre it was. Besides, who knows if I even get the response. Não is you. Let's give him a value. And then we can take a cape up to his home.
I like that.
Are the bones in this room? Is that, or was that like a previous?
No, there's skeletons of other past people. Of the dragon, of people who were in this room, of weirdly newer spirits, which doesn't quite match with what Mayor Farbloom has insinuated about not knowing anything about what might be here. But
And I think to the best of our abilities, we'll try to gather up what remains and give it a final place to rest. Sirius would like to start kind of gathering the bones and the remnants of all those that were here.
Guido snaps his fingers as he's walked, and Wart, the dog, goes and starts digging up a hole.
As the firebolt had been sent, Zane's concentration on darkness had faded away, I believe. And so you'd hear, just as the shadow is starting to fade away, you'd hear him say, "We can't forget to get the kid back." But as the shadows fade away, you see that there are tears streaming down his face. "We can't forget our mission."
is there anything else you'd like to do?
Rice is going to walk up to where Ozoleth was, where he was fighting. He's going to fall to his knees, press his hands to the ground, and say, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's what you wanted, right? You wanted to be free."
Certainly it's free.
And he's going to say, "Thank you, kind one, for protecting for so long, for sharing your beautiful life with us before you left." And I'm going to remove the ring from my head and place it where Ozoleth had fought. And bow my head last time and say, "You've made us all a lot wiser, I think. So thank you."
Final thoughts before you leave, go back?
I think Zane would cast a glance at the spirits that are still here, but the overwhelming sense is that the biggest threat is no longer here. Kind of gather some of his things, and he, as people are beginning to kind of get ready to go back into the portal, he's going to slip out of his little pouch on his side. He's going to bring out his notepad that he carries around with everyone, and he's going to very quickly, very covertly sketch this scene of where the funeral scene is at, and just try and capture every single detail that he can before kind of putting it away.
Guido's going to touch the foot of the grave, and he's going to cast dancing lights. And so just one last little send-off, the 4 little spirits of light rise up out of the grave and fly off to the 4 directions down and out of the cave.
The remaining spirits here will find peace. Those who live, as you did in life, will lead them to death.
As you say that, actually, the room is slowly normalizing. There is whatever was feeding these plants and spores and spirits all sort of fade. They're not gone, but the suspicion is whatever they were powered by was probably the grandness of the spirit, this dragon itself, corrupting and being held captive with this strange plant, and it's a strange cycle that has been sending these spirits out, perhaps to bring the citizens of Morston closer to it. You get Justin out of there. You go back through the portal. He's no longer sick the more the night goes on. His parents are thrilled that you have rescued them. His dog is relieved and might let one of you pet him, but not necessarily all of you. Mayor Farbloom is grateful and very interested to know what you saw in that cavern were the riches, resources. She's a shady person. You don't quite know what was going on with her, and maybe in the future you'll find out. But she definitely had more interest in that cavern and knowledge of it than she gave you any indication of. You're kicked out of Morston House that same night. You've done your duty. You've seen too much. She doesn't want you there. You'll have to see if there are rooms in town, perhaps at the Green Eagle Club or the Pink Pony Pub. With that, we are ready for the final page, the chapter of this story. A common saying in the D&D community is that there are at least 20 sides to every story. Tonight, we've shared with you chapters from Darian, from Sirius, from Gio, from Bryce, Tim, and Zayden, but I hope you've also learned that with that there's also Xander's story, and Dex's story, and Ethan, and Warren, and Omega, and Tiger's stories, and I want to thank them for their performance tonight, and their willingness to be vulnerable like this in front of a crowd, because Dungeons and Dragons is, yes, just a game, but it's also a space for us to confront, work through, examine, and even memorialize our own complicated feelings about our stories. Sometimes D&D is just a game. Sometimes it's a way for someone like me to think about a dog I loved and got to bring back briefly, for a moment. I hope I've shown you why D&D is played across the world in classrooms, after-school clubs, in prisons, therapist's office, bringing people together to build something, to learn conflict resolution skills, to help mental health, and overall to take a moment away from a world that is increasingly dark, isolating, and at times lonely, upsetting. Games like Dungeons and Dragons give us an opportunity to make peace with the fact that we can't always control our narratives, but we can choose who we want to be within them. So, with my emotions, thank you for coming to our show. I want to thank you for being part of this unique experiment. I'm proud to have been able to take on this event and run things with my amazing cast. You have made this a party. To the Media Library staff, Stephen, Dakota, Diane, Jen, Shannon, I hope I did you and the department proud. To our student staff who make the Media Library what it is, I thank you for your hard work. To David Huff and the Soundbox Bards, thank you for your amazing accompaniment. I want to also thank the Spark Special Collections, especially Sue Parks, the head of our department. I want to thank the Fashion Collection for their costumes and their inspiration. And to Critical Hit, you have helped us promote this and you have driven the energy in this room. And I thank you, especially Chris, I really appreciate your help in all of this. I also want to thank the people who helped us put this show on at the Lyceum and the Student Affairs Division and the ntTV team who are filming this so we can stream it later. So check that out in a few weeks, we'll have it ready. We'll be editing it, and if you have any friends that weren't able to see it tonight, we hope that you will look out for maybe a watch party of sorts. If you remember, one of my goals was that I want you to remember Media Library and our partners are here for you on the second floor of Willis. Waiting for you to come and check out our amazing RPG book collection and our beautiful resources at this wonderful campus on this strange and interesting night. Good luck to you on your next adventure. Thank you. Good night.